Employment is key.
I can tell you this. I can tell you this. With the way our contracts is doing, they could say, hey man, we're gonna let about 6-7 of y'all go.
Who owns the channel?
50-50. Well, okay. So here was the deal. So, because this is my question. Okay. So this was my original channel that I built.
Okay.
When I started podcast and then went to Fubo, and then because we was on linear, we was on Fubo Network.
It's the same channel from that. It's the same channel from Fubo.
Yeah. No, but I had Fubo create their own channel, and this channel stayed dormant from 2018 to 2023. So basically, what I did is, and I said, listen, I'll give you guys 50% of the YouTube channel if you guys can have full control, like where it comes to thumbnails, creating, because I didn't know nothing about none of that. So you guys had the infrastructure. You give me the infrastructure, we're good. And that's how it works.
Please be patient with me. I already know I'm going to lose my cool over this. I'm sorry in advance. But Lo, Legend of Winning, just recently made it public. For years, I have been a follower of Lo. He was an ordinary dude. So the fact that he developed his own platform to the extent that he could constantly interact with Gilbert and talk to Gil, thus, kudos to Lo. In any case, Lo was only recently informed that Gil does not own his channel. In the last 2 years, his audience, subscriptions, and traction have all grown at an exponential rate. And now and then, I'll talk about Gil. He was meant to sign to Joe Budden, but it was just disclosed that he shares a 50-50 partnership with those who would provide funding for the channel, which they essentially manage. To be clear, they are the channel's owner, and I will address that in a moment. Every thumbnail was created by them. Every video is edited by them. They included every piece of equipment. The speed with which Gilbert ascended to his current position has always amused me. On YouTube, he has almost 1 million subscribers. Gilbert is unaware, though, that I was following him before he signed with Underdog. I recalled the time he appeared with the White Boy on Fubo TV. I recall this. He was receiving the same number of views on my YouTube channel as I do now. He was working hard when he abruptly stopped working with, partnered with Joseph, and that combo has always piqued my interest. When and how did they connect? All right, the content is better. They therefore began to expand. They kept adding more and more people. At first, it was just Rashad McCants. They keep adding members, and now they're in their current location. And the reason this issue even arose was because, as you can see from his channel, he hosts a podcast that is focused on football. He then revealed more details, stating that they were attempting to get rid of people to fund the creation of his show Skip Biz, quote unquote. But this is where I lose my temper. Due to the possibility that Joe was the underdog, and people are unaware that we would approach these white people, Jews and all other ethnic groups, to develop the business in the same way that we would have had to have done with a black guy otherwise. And then we get to the peak, which is always the result of the skill expressing itself. People will see your identity. What it is going to captivate them. You will have a captivating personality. You will see an increase in your audience, and everyone is compensated as a result. Sadly, though, not everyone is required to receive compensation. I've been saying for the past 3 years that I don't care how much someone pays me. I can earn more on my own than I could anywhere else if I'm in my 4th year. However, whenever I express that, people don't understand. And not you, the viewers. With me, you guys are amazing. You all understand what I mean. It always goes over the creators' heads when I mention it. It's already difficult enough to invest time, effort, and money into developing a product, but individuals still want to be famous. They desire the attention it will bring. They don't care about the backstage activities.
Please be patient with me as I relate all of this to Joe. They will therefore become irate when the 4th year arrives and they are wealthy as a result of it. After you work at anything for a long time, you will begin to gain recognition and all of the gifts and rewards that come with it. When the 4th year rolls around, they remember that I signed a 50-50 contract, damn it. However, you weren't prepared to work hard for the first 3 years. During those 3 years, you were receiving compensation. Everyone experiences it. Joe contacted Maul and Rory and had them sign all of their contracts. It's fortunate for us, outside looking in, because wow, they're still getting signed. However, it's a horrible thing. Indeed, if you examine their analytics, you can see that they are gradually expanding, which is the reason they are switching between companies. They're not growing at such a rapid pace that the business would wish to retain them over time due to the significant benefits they provide. However, because they are unwilling to put in the effort necessary to reach the point where they could, quote, be independent, they will continue to sign with different companies. You see though, I handle everything by myself. I create all of my thumbnails. Additionally, I didn't know what I was doing when I initially started making thumbnails, so it was challenging. It took 1.5 hours for me. Now I need 2 minutes to create a thumbnail. I've improved my thumbnails since I originally started. Editing is no different. Editing used to take me 3 or 4 hours. I already know what I'm going to do at this point. If it makes any sense, I spend more time setting up the video than editing it. And with a render time of about 6 minutes, that takes 15 minutes total. I suppose you develop these deals. You research the task you're performing. You'll become so proficient at it over time that I won't understand why I paid for it in the first place. You will eventually reach that point. However, these don't give a damn about that. They only hear that I'm receiving payment in advance. Everything will be taken care of by these. That's really challenging, and I just need to turn there and speak. No, even though your page currently has over 1 million subscribers, you might not even be able to see the money that comes in from it. They have just given you a check, and they know what to offer you because they have channels and have done this before, just enough to satisfy your needs. But all of that will be given to them after you reach that peak. I'm at 8K myself. As I keep saying, I make enough money each month from YouTube alone to cover my rent, utilities, car debt, and household expenses, plus some extra. Only this viewership, as I keep saying. But it's happening again with Mona and Flip, which is why I'm getting annoyed since I brought up Rory and Maul. He botched this because Flip could have experienced the same feeling that Gil had, albeit on a much smaller scale. Given that it's on my network, Joe would still have a stake in it, but I wouldn't have a 50-50 stake. Flip, however, is aware of his strengths and believes he could manage the company in the same way that Joe does. Additionally, he is learning, but Joe could have taught him that sooner. Gil and Mona are in the same boat. All of it is something you can change. And your son conveys the news knowing full well that they are providing Joe the same thing. I have all of the red cameras that they use if Joe informs you. If I tell you that I have the same contract in terms of money because these will provide the same thing that I do, and I have Parks, who is a greater engineer than their engineers, I will have all the production that these use. What makes a difference? Why do you not sign with me? The reason for this is that you all view me as an enemy or foe, rather than as an investor or a partner as I am. This is a partnership because it will benefit both of us if you sign under my network or show. If you don't get paid, neither do I. The more money I receive in my pocket, the more money you get in yours. For whatever reason, you still manage your own Mona and don't have a YouTube channel. Right now, you could create a page called Don't Call Me White Girl. And it looks like you're the kind of person who accepts contracts like Flip, so let me know if you require the money up front. Go to Joe if you require the money up front. Create your own goddamn page if you haven't already. We must stop allowing these individuals to capitalize on our skills. After that, you'll be upset with Danny and other people. Guys, I have some exciting news. Danny will become similar to DJ Vlad. When he's at the top, you guys will be upset. Although he's already at the top, I believe Danny will soon hit 100,000 subscribers or 6 figures.
And you're gonna be upset with Danny when he reaches that stage. Danny isn't black, I see. He is discussing black media. He is discussing everything that has to do with Joe. Folks, he worked hard. The entire production was done by him. He acquired the ability to create thumbnails. He discovered a style that works for everyone. His channel will be clicked by everyone. He worked hard to do that. Do the same if you believe you are superior to him in his line of work. Nevertheless, these are regrettably appearing repeatedly. Yes, I would much rather hire Danny to boost my confidence and work out a 50-50 deal with him than simply spend time figuring out how Danny is doing, to ascertain how Vlad is carrying out his actions, to ascertain how these white businesses are carrying out their operations. Not at all. They enjoy that opulent way of life. Right now, I need it. Failing to recognize that you could afford that and more. After that, we would be upset with Colin Cowherd for acquiring black talent. Additionally, since Shannon Sharp participated in the 520 signing, I need to learn more about him. However, 520 remains under the volume, and the volume severed its connection with Shannon. I'm really intrigued to know how that operates, Shannon, or was that merely a title? Yes, you can help support your media firm by contributing to this, but this is mine. How does that operate, I wonder? I'm not even interested in these contract negotiations. I'm not even interested in having them. I only want to discuss contracts when people contact me to gain an interest in me, rather than when I have to defend myself, or when Gilbert needs to launch a new channel under his full name because Gil's Arena owns that. He is not even permitted to utilize it for the show. What? If someone has me saying owned by, partner with, no, I'll be damned. What? And Mona, don't listen to what I just said and decide not to work with Joe if he's giving you that chance. It has the potential to transform your life. Considering it from the perspective of I'm forming a partnership, don't offer him your most valuable intellectual property. But I'm telling you, since that's his IP, he won't let you be yourself on his pod. But he will let you do everything you want on your own pod within his network. Be the first successful channel under Joe's network if you're searching for investment and don't want to attempt the independent route, which I suggest everyone do, but still need that support, as you did with Breakbeat Media. You are aware of the significant impact that will have on the industry. Joe hired a woman for his network, which was the first show to be successful. In any case, I'm going overboard. Please share your thoughts with me in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, please like it. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the page. If so, you already know how awesome we are. You already know it. I have multiple films scheduled for the remainder of the day. I believe I will be present for the remainder of the year. Thank you for your support.